Walk into the average home in the US, UK, Canada, or Australia. Then walk into a Japanese one. The feeling hits you instantly, not emptiness, calm. No mystery cables jammed in a drawer. No guilt souvenirs collecting dust on a shelf. No broken things waiting to be fixed since last year. No dying plants no one waters anymore. The difference isn't money. It isn't square footage. It's 14 specific things they decided to remove. And we never did. Today, that changes. We're counting down 14 things Japanese people never keep at home. And the reasons will make you see your own space completely differently. Number one is the most common item in Western kitchens. It looks completely harmless. It isn't. Let's go. Number 14, hotel toiletries. Be honest, you have them. Tiny shampoo bottles, little soaps still in the wrapper. Conditioner from a hotel stay years ago. They pile up under the sink, in travel bags. In bathroom cabinets nobody opens. Here's something most people don't know. Most toiletry products have a shelf life of 1 to 2 years once opened. By the time you get around to using them, many are already past their best. Think about how many you've accumulated over the years. Probably far more than you could ever use. In Japan, toiletries are treated like food. If it wasn't used within a month of coming home, it never will be. In the West, throwing them away feels wasteful. But here's the thing. You already paid for them. They came with the room. The waste happened the moment they went unused. Every bottle you keep is just a decision sitting on a shelf. Make the decision. Clear the cabinet. You will never miss a single one. Number 13, the bag of bags. You bought reusable bags to do the right thing. Smart move. But now you have a lot of them. Canvas totes from events you barely remember. Plastic bags stuffed inside a bigger plastic bag. Reusable bags that never actually leave the house. Most households have far more bags than they could ever realistically use, and most of them never make it out the front door. And once you notice it, you can't unsee it. A bag that never leaves the house isn't reusable, it's just clutter with good intentions. Japanese households keep it simple. 2 to 4 bags stored right by the front door. When you leave, you take them. That's it. In the West, we keep buying new ones because we forget the ones at home. So the pile grows and nothing actually gets solved. The fix isn't better organization, it's a limit. New bag comes in, old bag goes out. Simple. Done. Number 12, dead spices. Open your spice cabinet, grab a jar at random. Now try to remember when you bought it. Most people can't. Here's why that matters. Ground spices lose most of their flavor within a year or two. After that, you're not adding spice to your food. You're adding dust. A home cook in Manchester made her famous chili one evening, opened the cumin. No smell at all. She'd owned that jar since before she moved apartments. Twice. In Japan, spices are bought in small amounts and used within the season. The goal isn't a full rack. It's a working one. Here's what most people don't realize. If half those jars have been sitting there for years, you're cooking with ingredients that aren't doing anything. Tonight, open each jar and smell it. No smell means no flavor. A small rack with fresh spices beats a full one full of forgotten ones. Every single time. Number 11, clothes that no longer fit. There's a section in most closets that doesn't get talked about much. The maybe someday section, clothes from before, clothes that almost fit, clothes kept as motivation for a goal that keeps moving further away. Here's what's actually happening. Every morning when you open that closet, your brain sees those clothes and registers a quiet failure. Not loudly, not dramatically. Just a small daily reminder that you're not where you plan to be. That happens every single morning. People who have cleared out clothes that didn't fit often report feeling noticeably better about themselves within weeks. Not because they lost weight, because the daily reminder stopped. In Japan, the wardrobe reflects right now. Not 5 years ago, not 10 pounds from now. In the West, we keep clothes as promises to our future selves. But wait, those promises cost you something every single morning. Dress the life you have today. The space you free up is worth far more than the guilt you've been holding on to. Number 10, dying plants. You bought it with the best intentions. A little green life in the corner of the room. Something calming, something alive. Then life got busy. You forgot to water it. Then you overwatered it trying to make up for it. And now it sits there, slowly dying, collecting guilt instead of sunlight. But wait, a dying plant isn't just an eyesore. Rotting soil can grow mold. Decaying roots start affecting the air quality around them. That drooping plant in the corner isn't making your space better anymore. It's quietly making it worse. In Japan, one healthy plant chosen for the exact light conditions of that room carries more calm than a dozen struggling ones ever could. The goal was never more plants. It was the right plant, thriving, in the right place. Now think about that. A dead plant doesn't make you a bad person. Keeping it as a daily reminder that you are, that's the real problem. One thriving plant. That's the only goal. Everything else is just guilt with leaves. If you're enjoying this so far, go ahead and tap like. It tells YouTube you want more of Japan's clever everyday ideas. And if you love discovering things you didn't even know existed, hit subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this list. Trust me. The next ones are even better. Number 9. Old paperwork. Somewhere in your home right now. There's a pile of paper you haven't touched in years, a drawer, a folder, a box that survived 3 house moves, old utility bills, manuals for appliances you got rid of long ago, pay stubs from jobs you left a decade back. Here's what most people don't realize. Tax records only need to be kept for a handful of years, not forever, and every appliance manual ever made is available online, in seconds. The paper copy is outdated the day it arrives. A retired teacher in Ohio spent one weekend clearing her files. She found electricity bills from years back, a warranty for a TV she donated long before that, car insurance documents for a vehicle she no longer owned. Every single paper had survived 4 house moves. In Japan, documents have a purpose and an end date. When that date passes, the paper goes. In the West, we store paperwork because sorting it feels overwhelming. That's where things get interesting. You're not storing the paper, you're storing the decision. Set one weekend, sort once. You won't miss a single page. Number 8. Duplicate items. Quick question. How many pairs of scissors do you own? Take a guess. Now go check. A homeowner in Vancouver did a full kitchen audit. 4 bottle openers, 3 sets of measuring spoons, 2 garlic presses. He had bought at least 2 of each, as replacements for items that were never actually lost. Just misplaced. This is where everything changes. Duplicates don't happen because you're forgetful. They happen because your storage system makes things invisible. You can't find something. You buy another one, you find the original, you keep both. Over years, one becomes 3. In Japan, each essential tool has exactly one version, stored in a fixed, visible spot. You always know where it is, so you never replace what you already have. Now think about that. If you own 3 of something, you effectively own none of them properly, because none of them has a real home. Pick one. Store it where you'll always see it. The problem solves itself. Number 7. Decorations nobody looks at anymore. You place them with care. A figurine here, a decorative bowl there, little objects picked up over years of living, each one chosen on purpose. Then time passed, and you stopped seeing them. Now you just clean around them, dust them, move them slightly when you need the surface. Every object in your line of sight takes a small slice of your attention, even when you're not consciously looking at it. Researchers who study how the brain handles visual space have found something consistent. Cluttered rooms are measurably more tiring than minimal ones. Your eyes are always working, even when you think you're relaxing. A designer once tested this herself. She removed every decorative item from her living room for 30 days, then brought back only the ones she genuinely missed. Out of more than 30 objects, she returned just 4. In Japan, decorative items rotate with the seasons. One object, displayed with intention, then stored or swapped out. Nothing piles up indefinitely, and this changes everything. Empty space isn't wasted space, it's where your eyes finally get to rest. You don't own your decorations, you maintain them. Make sure every single one is worth it. Number 6. The broken things pile. You know exactly what's on this list. The lamp with the broken switch, the chair with the wobbly leg, the clock that just needs a battery, the jacket with the busted zipper, all of them waiting for a future version of you with more time, more energy, and a trip to the hardware store. Here's the thing. Psychologists have studied this pattern for years, and the finding is always the same. We consistently overestimate how motivated our future self will be. A man in Edinburgh had a dining chair with a cracked leg. He propped it against the hallway wall, walked past it every single day for over a year. The repair would have taken 20 minutes, cost almost nothing. He eventually threw the chair away without ever fixing it. In Japan, the rule is clear: if something breaks, you decide quickly. Fix it soon, or let it go. A permanent repair pile simply doesn't exist. Now think about that. That broken item isn't waiting to be fixed. It's waiting to make you feel guilty every single day you walk past it. Fix it this week, or let it go today. Those are the only two real options. Number 5. Cables for devices you no longer own. Open the drawer, you know the one. A tangled mess of cables that took 10 minutes to half sort last time. Earbuds from years ago. A charger for a phone you replaced a couple of upgrades back. An HDMI cable with no known purpose. A tech writer once decided to test every cable in that drawer. He had more than 20 cables in total. More than half didn't connect to anything he currently owned. Several were visibly damaged. A few he simply couldn't identify at all. Only a handful were actually useful. The surprising part is, damaged cables aren't just useless, they're dangerous. Frayed and cracked cords are a genuine fire risk. Every year, thousands of people end up in emergency rooms because of cord and cable related accidents. In Japan, one cable stays per active device. Device is gone. Cable goes with it. Purpose unknown. It goes immediately. In the West, we keep cables because sorting them feels harder than ignoring them. So the drawer wins, every time. You don't need a cable organizer, you need fewer cables. Test each one tonight. No device, no reason to stay. Number 4. Guilt souvenirs. You bought it because it felt wrong not to. A small ceramic figure. A snow globe from a city you visited years ago. A magnet that's been on the fridge so long you stopped seeing it. It felt meaningful in the moment. Back home, you weren't sure where to put it, so it found a shelf, and it's been there ever since. Not because you love it, because throwing it away feels disloyal to the memory. But here's the interesting part. Psychologists call this the endowment effect. The moment you own something, your brain automatically overvalues it, even if it brings you zero real joy. Couple once came back from several overseas trips with souvenirs they never once displayed, all boxed up in a closet. When asked why they kept them, the answer was honest. It felt wrong to throw them away. Not joy, not meaning, just guilt. In Japan, the memory lives in the experience, not the object. A single photo holds a trip better than any mass-produced trinket ever could. Throwing away a souvenir doesn't erase the memory. It erases the obligation. Those are not the same thing. The trip was real. You don't need the snow globe to prove it. Number 3. Appliances you used twice. Think back, you had a plan. Fresh juice every morning, homemade bread on weekends, pasta from scratch on Sunday nights. So you bought the appliance. The juicer, the bread maker, the pasta machine, maybe an air fryer during a cooking phase that lasted about a month. And then life moved on. The appliance got used a handful of times, moved to the back of the counter, then the back of the cabinet. Now it just sits there, taking up space, and reminding you of the habit that didn't stick. Millions of small appliances are thrown away every year. Most of them still work perfectly. They just stopped being used. A nurse in Dallas bought an expensive cold-pressed juicer during a health kick. Used it a handful of times. It took up a big chunk of her prep space every single day. When she finally sold it, she got a fraction of what she paid back. In Japanese kitchens, tools earn their spot through consistent use. If something hasn't been used in a couple of months, it doesn't get a permanent place. But wait, the habit has to come first. The tool follows. Never the other way around. If it hasn't been touched in 2 months, it's not a kitchen tool anymore. It's an expensive reminder of a plan that didn't happen. Sell it. Donate it. Free the counter. Someone else might actually use it. Number 2. Things from past relationships. This one is different. Not a drawer, not a cabinet, a box. Maybe it's in the closet. Maybe under the bed. Maybe it moved with you without you ever opening it. It belongs to a chapter that closed. But the objects are still here. A shirt left behind. A gift that felt wrong to throw away. A photo not displayed, but not gone either. Here's what researchers have found. Physical objects from past relationships act as memory triggers. Every time you come across them, your brain pulls up the full emotional weight of that time. The feelings resurface. Like reopening a file you thought you'd closed. The relationship ended. But inside your home, it hasn't. A woman in London kept a box from a relationship that ended years earlier. She hadn't opened it in a long time. When a therapist asked why she kept it, she paused, then said, I don't know. When she finally went through it and let everything go, her words afterward were simple: I don't know what I was protecting. In Japan, physical space and emotional space are treated as connected. Clear one, and the other shifts too. It already is final. It happened. The object is just the part you haven't caught up with yet. You don't have to forget, but you do get to choose whether the past still takes up space in your home. The box isn't protecting the memory, it's just delaying the piece. Number 1, cracked and chipped dishes. We saved this one for last because it's in almost every home, and almost nobody talks about it. The chipped mug you drink coffee from every morning, the cracked plate that's been in the cabinet for years, the bowl with the hairline fracture you stopped noticing. They seem fine, they still work, nothing dramatic has happened, so they stay. It all comes down to one thing: when a dish cracks or chips, the glaze breaks. That glaze is the only thing separating your food from the porous material underneath. And inside those micro cracks, bacteria can grow, the kinds that cause food poisoning. Living in crevices your dishwasher, no matter how hot, cannot reach. Now think about that. Every restaurant in the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia is legally banned from serving food on cracked or chipped dishes. It is a health code violation. Everywhere, no exceptions. The standard that protects you in a restaurant doesn't disappear when you get home. In Japanese homes, damaged dishware is removed immediately, not for looks, for health. A family once used a cracked ceramic bowl for breakfast every morning for a couple of years. Their youngest child had recurring stomach aches throughout that whole period. Everyone assumed it was just a sensitive stomach. They replaced the bowl, the stomach aches stopped. No one could prove the exact connection, but the timing was hard to ignore. And suddenly, nothing feels the same. The most dangerous things in your home aren't the ones that look threatening. They're the ones that look completely fine. Go check your cabinets tonight. Run your finger along the rim of your favorite mug. Feel any roughness? Any chip along the edge? That's not charm. That's a place where bacteria live permanently. Replace it. Your health is worth more than a familiar mug. If you want to keep discovering the smartest ideas Japan has to offer, hit like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the next video on your screen. It's loaded with even more jaw-dropping ideas you won't believe exist.